And here to talk to us about this Colorado push and what it means heading into tomorrow night's debate, former Colorado Republican Party Chair Dick Wadhams. And Dick, what can we take from Donald Trump showing up, or at least his surrogates showing up all over the place in Colorado? Well,
Colorado had been written off by a lot of folks nationally a few weeks ago, but then Hillary Clinton had that disastrous weekend. Basket of deplorables, pneumonia, 48 hours not telling the media about her pneumonia, the email problems she had even leading up to that weekend. And all of a sudden, the polls have narrowed now, not only in Colorado but across the nation. So all of a sudden, Colorado is back in play. We're seeing that in what Trump is doing here and the surrogates he's sending here.
We just showed those polls a little bit ago where one shows it's even, the other shows it's 9 points apart. And if you take margin of error, that could be 15 points apart, or it could be 3 points apart. When you ran campaigns, what do you do? What's the point of what you hope for when you ask for a poll, and what do you end up taking from those results?
Well, first of all, you want accurate results. You don't want numbers that make you feel good. You want numbers that will tell you what voters are still up for grabs but still haven't moved towards you, and so you can dedicate your resources and your time of your candidate and your campaign to those geographic areas, to those demographic groups. And so, but these polls are all over the board. That's what's so fascinating. The two polls that came out yesterday are very different. One shows a big Clinton lead, the other one shows it tied, essentially. So it's hard to understand what is really going on out there right now.
Okay, so if you're running the Donald Trump campaign and you were looking at these numbers, what would your strategy be here in Colorado?
I got to tell you, and I think tomorrow night, the debate tomorrow night, is a big, big opportunity for Donald Trump. If he comes across as presidential, if he shows a command of the issues, I think he ought to almost ignore Hillary Clinton. I think she's going to try to expose him to being some kind of an extremist and off the wall. He should ignore her and just concentrate on what the people of America see in that debate. I think that would move the numbers for him.
Who on his staff can tell him, who can tell someone who doesn't want to listen to the staff how to act during the debate versus I know what's best, trust me?
You know, his new campaign manager, Kellyanne Conway, is excellent. I know Kellyanne, and I can tell you that she is playing a big role in this. You can see it in the difference in Donald Trump and the entire campaign the last few weeks. And I think Kellyanne will probably have him ready to go in that debate tomorrow night. I really do.
I mean, aside from Trump's behavior Monday night, what do you think will be a turning point in that debate? I mean, we're talking possibly Super Bowl numbers here. People are going to want to watch this debate.
It will. I think it will be the most watched television program in American history. Wow. I think people, I honestly think that people have rendered a verdict about Hillary Clinton. I think they've decided that she's untrustworthy, that I think a lot of people think she is absolutely corrupt. And so what I think that they're looking for an alternative. I think there is a body of voters who are looking for an alternative. If Trump can just give them something to latch onto, that he would be a president that could lead this nation, I think he could win this debate and win this presidency.
But don't you think people say the same thing about Donald Trump? That, I mean, there's as much angst about each candidate as the other, and people might be saying the same thing about Hillary Clinton. If she can just...
Well, you're right, but and of course his negatives are higher than hers. But I would say this, that she's essentially running for the third term of the Obama administration. This is a change election. It's hard for her to make the case that I'm the change agent when she's been part of the last 8 years. I think that's why Trump has an opportunity to really establish himself as a legitimate change in the presidency.
It's a 90-minute debate. It's on TV. Those are two things that really don't attract millennials, I'm assuming. Right. Too long, perhaps, wrong medium. Who are we attracting, or who are they trying to attract by having that kind of debate on TV?
You make a great point, but I have a feeling that a lot of millennials will tune in. That just the sheer drama of the moment will actually attract people across the board. We'll see. It will be interesting to see that.
And debates are kind of old school. Yeah. I mean, our country's been doing them for generations. So, what's the value of a debate here? And should every candidate out there? I mean, you have a lot of experience with candidates. They should all be doing these.
Candidates should be doing debates. I mean, in this day and age, when people see all the ads and they see all the controversy on the news, This is the one time when candidates are standing essentially naked at those podiums and talking and talking to the American people without the benefit of a bunch of people talking in their ear, without the graphics of an ad. They're actually having to defend themselves and to give their visions of the future. I still think debates play a big role, and candidates have an obligation to do them, in my opinion.
And we were talking before we started recording about how many
Yes.
debates we will see from the U.S. Senate candidates,
Yeah.
and that is one.
Yeah.
You think that's unacceptable?
I think both candidates for the U.S. Senate, both Senator Michael Bennet and his Republican challenger, Darrell Glenn, are failing the people of Colorado in this election. And I say that having great respect for both of them. I think Michael Bennet is a man of stature. I wouldn't vote for him. He's too liberal than I am. But I think he's a good man. I think he works hard as a senator. I think Darrell Glenn is a good man, Air Force Academy grad. He's been a very respected county commissioner. But they both have fallen down in their responsibilities as candidates to talk to the people of Colorado. I mean, it looks like that Senator Bennet is going to do one televised debate. Even before he decided that, Darrell Glenn had pulled out of a Denver Post Channel 7 debate. And so I just think they're both selling the people of Colorado short, and I wish they both would reconsider this. I really do. I don't think I think they're both failing the people of Colorado.
We have about 30 seconds, Dick, and we're going to let you have that final 30 seconds. You can talk about whatever you want to talk about as we head into this big presidential debate night.
Well, listen. I think Donald Trump has a tremendous opportunity. Although I don't think tomorrow night will be the decisive moment of the campaign. There's still two more big debates coming up. Who knows what national and international events will affect this presidential race? I mean, think about this past weekend. The unrest in Charlotte, what happened in Tulsa. We've seen terrorist attacks over the last few weeks. I mean, we have no idea what could happen in 6 weeks. It's still very much up in the air.
Well, we're holding on for the ride, that's for sure. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Senator Bennet, Darrell Glenn, you heard it here. Stay with us.
We'll host the debate.